One bad day doesn't cancel a powerful life. Remember that. Let me tell you something real. Life changes. Storms don't last. Pain doesn't stay. Confusion fades. Even your worst day, your lowest hour, your darkest season, it's got an expiration date. See, we act like the weight we're carrying will be there forever, like the struggle we're in is permanent. But the truth, it's not. Nothing is. You had a rough day? Okay, but that's all it was, a day. Not your whole life, not your whole future, not your identity. Just a chapter, a page, a paragraph in the book of your life. And the page turns tomorrow. So don't quit over a sentence, because sometimes we magnify a bad moment into a whole mindset. We let temporary pain build permanent walls. We let a bad 24 hours define us like it's a lifetime sentence. But it's not. You hear me? It's not. You can feel the pain, acknowledge it, wrestle with it, but don't live in it. Don't pitch a tent in temporary suffering, because the sun rises whether you feel like it or not. The next day comes, with or without your permission. So the question is, will you still be there, ready to rise with it? Or will you still be stuck in yesterday's shadows? Let me talk to the one who feels like they're losing right now. The one who cried behind the smile. The one who showed up for everyone else but has nothing left in the tank. The one who keeps pushing, hoping one of these days it'll finally make sense. This is for you. That breakdown you had, it's not who you are. That bad decision doesn't cancel your destiny. That one moment when you snapped, fell, slipped, failed, doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. You are not your worst day. You are not your mistake. You are not the one moment they chose to remember and never let you forget. You are more. You are the comeback. You are the rise after the fall. You are the lesson, the fighter, the survivor, the growth that came from it. Because nothing, hear me, nothing in this life is permanent. Not the pain, not the shame, not the doubt, not even the version of you that felt stuck 6 months ago. Everything can change, and everything will, if you don't give up. And that's the part right there most people miss. It will pass, but only if you keep walking. You've got to keep moving through it. You've got to outlast the storm. You've got to believe in the next hour, even when this one feels unbearable. Because the same 24 hours that crushed you, it resets. Every midnight is proof that God gives you another chance, even when you feel like you don't deserve it. So when life knocks the wind out of you, take a breath. You're still here. And as long as you're breathing, you're not finished. You've got another move, another prayer, another step forward. Don't confuse the pause with the end. You're not stuck. You're just tired. And tired can be healed. Pain can be processed. Confusion can clear. But giving up, that's permanent. That's the one thing you do control. You don't control what storms come, but you do control whether or not you let them drown you. And sometimes, the only victory you need is this. I made it through today. That's it. That's strength too. Not every win has to be loud. Sometimes survival is the greatest flex. You didn't fold, you didn't break, you didn't quit. That's power right there. Because your soul wasn't built to be fragile. You were designed to bend, not break. Life will test you. That's not a question. What's uncertain is whether you let those tests define you or develop you. See, some people come out of hardship bitter. Others come out better. Some get crushed by it. Some get crafted by it. And the difference? The story you tell yourself while you're in it. You can say, this is the end. Or you can say, this is the storm before my rise. You can say, life did me dirty. Or you can say, life is teaching me how to stand alone. You can say, I'm cursed. Or you can say, I'm being refined. Same storm, different mindset. One leads to a grave, the other leads to glory. I need you to understand something deeper. Every time you endure something that didn't break you, it's because there's still something inside of you that needs to be built. Pain isn't pointless, it's personal. It knows exactly where to hit you, not to destroy you, but to wake you up, to shake you into who you're becoming. So don't resist it. Don't romanticize suffering, no, but don't run from it either. Learn from it. Let it teach you what ease never could. Let it strip away the shallow things and reveal your real self, the one that doesn't depend on approval, applause, or comfort to keep going. And let's get this straight. Just because something hurts doesn't mean it's harmful. Growth hurts. Change hurts. Leaving what's familiar hurts. But none of those are punishments. They're invitations. Invitations to become, to stretch, to step into new strength. And that pain you're feeling is just the stretching of a soul that refuses to stay small. So lean into it, not forever, just for today, because that's all you're dealing with. Not your whole future, not your whole story, just one day, just 24 hours. And if you can survive today, if you can breathe through this hour, if you can find just one reason not to give up, then you're winning. You're still in the fight. You're still growing. You're still here. And that means your purpose is too. Now hear me on this. Life doesn't hand you hard days to punish you. Life hands you hard days to prepare you. Because strength doesn't come from ease, it comes from endurance. It comes from how you move when everything feels heavy. It comes from whether you can hold your head high when your heart is breaking. And most people don't talk about this part, the lonely part, the tired part, the part where you keep showing up and it feels like no one sees you, no one claps, no one cares. But that's where your character is born. That's where resilience is carved out. That's where your soul gets louder than the noise. And if you can make it through those silent battles, you'll come out stronger than anything they could ever throw your way. Because here's the truth. What tried to break you was just preparing you for what you're meant to carry. You think it was about the failure, the heartbreak, the disappointment? Nah. It was about building you for the assignment that's coming. It was about giving you the backbone to stand in rooms you used to shrink in. It was about making sure you could walk into your future without needing validation to breathe. And that's why your worst days are not wasted. They're a part of the story. The chapter nobody applauds, but everybody learns from. The chapter that'll one day become someone else's survival guide. You'll look back and say, yeah, that day almost broke me, but it didn't. And now look at me. I'm still here. So take this with you. This is not the end of your story. Don't you dare write a conclusion on a day that was only meant to teach you. Don't build your life around a season that was only meant to pass through. Don't carry the weight of a bad day into a future that's still unfolding. Because guess what? Tomorrow's coming. And it's showing up whether you're ready or not. So why not meet it with hope? Why not meet it with intention? Why not meet it like someone who understands that storms can't steal your purpose? And while we're at it, let's talk about how you talk to yourself on bad days. Because that inner voice, it's either your worst enemy or your greatest ally. When you're in the valley, the worst thing you can do is beat yourself down even more. This is the time to speak life. This is when you say, I'm tired, but I'm still chosen. I'm hurting, but I'm still worthy. I'm down, but I'm not done. That's the energy you need. That's how warriors rise. Not by never falling, but by refusing to stay down. Listen closely. You don't owe the world perfection, but you owe yourself persistence. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to keep walking. step by step, hour by hour, breath by breath. Because every small act of courage you take today stacks into the momentum that carries you through tomorrow. And before you know it, the thing you thought would destroy you becomes the very thing that defines your strength. Let's get one thing straight. No pain lasts forever, but neither does opportunity. You've got a window right now. A window to choose healing. A window to choose growth. A window to choose progress over perfection. And if you keep waiting for perfect timing or perfect emotions, you'll wait your whole life. Life's not going to roll out a red carpet every time you need a fresh start. Sometimes you've got to build your own doorway. You've got to get up when you don't feel ready, push forward when the path isn't clear, and believe in better, even when your surroundings still scream broken. Because hope is not something you feel, it's something you choose. See, most people think courage looks loud. They think it's about giving speeches or taking massive leaps. But real courage? It's quiet. It's private. It's what happens when no one sees you. It's when you get out of bed on a day that tried to hold you hostage. It's when you go to work with tears in your eyes, but still show up with integrity. It's when you smile at someone else, even though your heart is breaking. That's the real kind of strength. Not Instagram strength, not highlight reel confidence, but soul-level stamina, that I'm not okay, but I'm not quitting kind of faith. You see, your bad days are just proving grounds. They're the weight room for your character. And I get it. You didn't ask for this. You didn't pray for struggle. You didn't plan for hardship. But sometimes life hands you the workout you didn't sign up for to grow the muscles you didn't know you had. And that's the blessing in the breakdown. It humbles you, refines you, strips away the superficial, and leaves you standing in truth, in purpose, in power. Let me tell you this, you will outlive your worst day. And when you do, you'll look back not with regret, but with reverence. You'll respect the version of you that kept going, that kept walking, that refused to give up, that said, this day may be dark, but I'm still showing up with light. And that kind of person, that's the kind who changes not just their life, but the lives around them. Because people are watching you, whether you know it or not. Someone out there is looking at your endurance and saying, if they can do it, so can I. Someone out there is drawing strength from your survival. So don't underestimate your impact just because your audience is small. Every soul you encourage by refusing to quit becomes part of your legacy. And let's not forget this. Sometimes what feels like a setback is just a setup for something greater. Life doesn't just take things away. Sometimes it clears space. Sometimes it forces you to let go of what you thought you needed so you can grab hold of what you really need. But that clarity, it only comes after the chaos. You've got to sit in the discomfort long enough to hear what the silence is teaching you. So if today feels like too much, breathe. If your chest is tight, let the tears fall. If your hands are shaking, hold yourself anyway. And remind yourself that this moment is not forever. You're not stuck. You're not cursed. You're just in transition. A temporary chapter. A valley with an exit. A cloud with a break. Hold on long enough to see the light come back through. There's a certain kind of power that comes from surviving things that were meant to destroy you. And I don't mean barely making it. I mean walking out with wisdom, walking out with grace, walking out with a mindset that's no longer moved by surface level storms. That kind of power doesn't get handed to you. It gets forged in tears, in silence, in that long midnight walk where you had to choose faith over fear when nobody was watching. That power is built when you stay present in your pain without letting it define you. When you let it shape you, but not name you. You are not your struggle. You are not the labels they tried to put on you when you were vulnerable. You are not the mistake you made on a hard day. You are not the version of yourself that collapsed. That was a moment. You are a movement. You are becoming something stronger. You are transforming under pressure, just like diamonds, just like gold, just like anything of value that has to go through the fire first. So don't resist the fire. Learn from it. Let it show you who's real. Let it burn off the parts of you that were built on fear. Let it awaken the part of you that doesn't depend on applause to know your worth. Look, everyone wants the breakthrough, but nobody wants the breaking. Everybody wants the next level, but few are willing to get uncomfortable enough to reach it. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. It happens in that gap between who you were and who you're becoming. And that gap, that's the stretch. That's the part where doubt shows up. That's the part where you start questioning everything, your choices, your path, your progress. But don't confuse that stretch for failure. It's proof you're in motion. It's proof you're alive. It's proof you're evolving. And hear me clearly, you don't owe anyone perfection. You don't owe them a flawless journey. What you owe yourself is consistency. What you owe yourself is truth. What you owe your future is the decision to keep going, especially when it feels like nothing is working. Because trust me, something is. Even if you can't see it yet, even if the progress is underground, even if the winds are silent, roots grow before fruit shows. And right now, maybe you're in that rooting season. Maybe the world doesn't see what you're becoming, but the soil does. The heavens do. And that's all that matters. So stand up one more time, even if you're tired, even if the results aren't showing, even if your circle is small, even if your doubts are loud. Because the truth is, the day you want to give up the most is usually the day right before the breakthrough. The question is, will you push through the discomfort? Will you trust the process? Will you believe that this bad day, this hard moment, is just a page, not the final paragraph? So here's what I want you to carry from this. No season, no storm, no sorrow is permanent. And that includes today. Just because you're having a hard day doesn't mean you have a hard life. Just because you're in a dark moment doesn't mean the light isn't coming back. Just because it hurts now doesn't mean healing isn't on the way. But you have to trust that. You have to believe in something bigger than the pain, something deeper than the disappointment. You have to believe in you again, not the perfect version of you, not the polished one, the real you, the one who's still standing, still breathing, still here after everything that tried to take you out. And I'm not telling you to fake it. I'm telling you to face it. Face the emotion. Feel it. Honor it. But don't let it decide who you are. Don't let it convince you that this moment is your identity. You are not your worst day. You are not your hardest hour. You are not defined by what happened to you. You're defined by how you rise after it. So rise, even if it's slow, even if it's messy, even if it's quiet. Get up in whatever way you can. Cry if you have to. Crawl if you must. But rise anyway. Because your purpose didn't vanish just because your mood changed. Your assignment didn't disappear just because you're discouraged. Your future is still calling you. Will you pick up? Or will you let the pain hang up on your potential? Because life is going to test you. That's not a maybe. That's a promise. But the test isn't there to destroy you. It's there to reveal you, to reveal your grit, your grace, your fight, to show you what's inside when the world tries to tear you apart. And let's be clear, bad days will come. They don't ask for permission, but they don't last forever either. They don't have to leave a permanent mark unless you keep picking the scab. Some things you've got to learn to let heal. Learn to stop rehearsing the pain. Learn to stop repeating the story that keeps you small. That's not strength. That's survival mode. And you weren't built to live in survival. You were built to thrive. But to do that, you've got to give yourself permission to release what's behind you, even when it didn't come with an apology, even when it didn't make sense. So the next time you find yourself buried in a rough day, I want you to pause and ask, will this matter in 5 years? 5 months? 5 days? And most of the time, the answer will humble you. Most of the time, you'll realize it's just a storm, not a sentence, just a chapter, not the whole book. And when you understand that, even your worst day starts to lose its grip. You are here. You are alive. You have breath in your lungs. And as long as you do, there's still something for you to do, some dream to pursue, some mountain to climb, some truth to speak, some soul to reach. And that's bigger than your struggle. That's louder than your fear. That's deeper than your discouragement. So today, if everything feels like it's falling apart, just remember, nothing is permanent, not even this. Tomorrow is already being written, and what you choose to do with this day, just 24 hours, that's the ink. Use it well. You see, life isn't about dodging the rain. It's about learning how to dance in it, learning how to keep walking, even when the road is soaked and slippery, learning how to keep your head up, even when the clouds won't clear. That's what separates the ones who make it from the ones who fold. The decision to keep showing up when it would be easier to disappear. Because storms will come, but so will sunrises, and no storm lasts forever. That means you don't quit when you're cold, tired, and overwhelmed. You wrap your coat tighter, you adjust your pace, and you walk through it like the warrior you are. And don't let temporary discomfort convince you to make permanent decisions. Some of y'all are ready to walk away from dreams that still have breath in them just because you're tired. You're mistaking fatigue for failure. Let me tell you something. It's okay to be tired. That means you're in motion. That means you're trying. That means you're in the fight. But tired is not the same as done. Take a break if you have to, but don't you dare quit. Don't bury what you've been building just because today hurts. One day of pain doesn't erase a lifetime of purpose. Sometimes you've got to remind yourself who you were before life tried to dim your light, before doubt started whispering in your ear, before fear started making decisions for you. That younger version of you, the one who used to dream big, who believed in more, who knew deep down you were made for something, that version of you still exists. They're still inside. They just need you to believe again, to trust again, to try again. Even if it's scary, even if it's slow, even if nobody claps for it, you've been through worse. You've survived storms you thought would bury you. You've made it through days where the weight on your chest felt like too much to carry. But you did carry it, and you're still here. So stop doubting yourself now. Stop questioning if you have what it takes. You are living proof that strength doesn't always look loud. It looks like survival. It looks like showing up in silence. It looks like getting up when nobody else would have blamed you for staying down. This journey you're on, it's not about perfection. It's about progression. Every step forward, even the shaky ones, matter. And some days, progress won't look like a win. It'll look like getting out of bed. It'll look like replying to one email. It'll look like taking a deep breath instead of exploding. That still counts. That still matters. You are still moving, even if the world can't see your steps. And the people who rise to greatness, they aren't the ones who never fall. They're the ones who get up one more time than they fall, every single time. Now listen closely. Your value is not determined by your lowest moment. It's not diminished by your darkest hour. That was a moment, not your measure. You are more than the chaos you've walked through. You are more than the opinions that tried to box you in. You are more than the version of you that didn't know better yet. You are growing, you are becoming. And nothing about that journey has to be pretty, just real, just honest, just yours. So I need you to stop waiting for the day when life gets easier. Stop hoping for a day with no pain, no pressure, no problems, because that day doesn't exist. But what does exist? You. And the power inside you to face every hard thing with a little more grace, a little more strength, a little more fight than you thought you had. That power is real. That power is already in you. You just need to tap into it, daily, deeply, and without apology. And the next time a bad day comes knocking, because it will, you'll meet it with a different kind of energy. You'll remember that you've been here before and made it through. You'll remind yourself that it's just 24 hours, that the sun will rise again, that you don't owe the darkness your surrender. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. If you've made it this far, drop a 100 in the comments. It shows you are part of the 1% that's improving every single day.